I'm Abel Ludolf. I'm the founder of the Target Life process and also the director of the ProDevLink company. I've got an engineering degree, so I think from first principles up, but I became a teacher because I love young people, and we had a youth meeting at our home on Friday evenings with 60 kids. And then I started doing leadership development, and I've got a friend, he's an industrial psychologist, and he started teaching me certain things. We had a think tank, and all of these things just came together. And the first year that I presented this process, everything just started falling into place. So I really believe that we got this curriculum from God Himself. But after, I'm a very intuitive person, so we started doing new things. But after a while, we also started understanding the real psychology behind it, because everything that we do has a very, very specific purpose. Information alone doesn't change people, but processes do. And we've got 5 integrated processes, and that gives a certain synergy that really, really develops the students. The first one is family building, that just gives a place of safety and also helps them deal with things from the past. And then team building is to help them develop emotional intelligence and self-awareness. While in the discipleship process is actually a process in itself, it's the whole curriculum. But at the core of that is to get stability into their lives, a Christian foundation, and them really loving the Lord. At the heart of life skills is to find their purpose. And firstly, they will develop a personal mission statement, which we will extend then into career planning. And that will, by finding their identity, also lead into leadership development and some other life skills as well. Adventure learning gives us the opportunity to put what was learned in class into practice and really to make them tough. And all this works together for a phenomenal experience and an amazing development. Andries came to do Metamorpho after he finished his master's degree in engineering, which he was a little bit older than the other guys, and we really became friends, and he enjoyed the year extremely. And I could see that he really had the potential to take this process also into practice, and he really did.
Probably in the third quarter, I asked Abel, says, I don't know why I have to be here. And it didn't make sense. And then Abel said, I think prophetically, one day you'll be doing this in the corporate environment. So it didn't make sense back then when I was there. And obviously after that, I started as a young engineer in training, and I went through the engineering training program. But early on in your engineering degree, you actually become a manager. And they gave me 2 deputies to work with me. And I quickly realized that engineering can only take you this far. And we started Monday mornings, we started doing what we did actually in Metamorpho. We just did self-development courses, we did the MBTI profile, we did the leadership development course. So a lot of the modules I took from Target Life and Metamorpho books just as they were. And says, let me try to introduce this to the guys that didn't have a gap year. And we had phenomenal results. And quite quickly after that, these guys became senior engineers, and they also took teams. And I remember in 2010, I think, they gave me a department that was sort of the worst department in Transnet. And I physically closed it for 6 months, and nobody noticed the difference. That's how bad it was. And all we did is we did everything I was taught in Metamorpho: how to create family, how to create structure, how to create culture. Went back to leadership development, went back to Strength Finder. And I think it was in less than a year after that, we won the Department of the Year award. And so, yes, the guys were brilliant engineers, but they didn't know anything about family. And for me, the number one thing always when I go back is I create family. Whatever we were taught in Target Life, that family feeling that you have, that is anything that makes a company successful. Anything after that is a bonus. So that's the first thing we bring in. And so for me, as an engineer, I think that was it's almost the icing on the cake. Yes, the engineering degree teaches you a lot, but in terms of being professional, nothing beats what we've done in Target Life and Metamorpho. And you want to take them to the next level much quicker, this is the process that you have to enroll them to. Because once they go through this, you give them a gift of life. I mean, it's one thing to give them the degree, and I'm all for that. But if you don't add the soft skills to that, and the leadership development skills and the life skills, you cannot not do it. So yes, there's some companies that, and I mean the spin-off will be definitely if your employees will be better. But like Steve Jobs said, you should actually employ it so that these guys can open their own companies one day. And if they leave, great, and if they stay, even better. And that's for me, yes, the soft skills is definitely a bonus that you get. But the change that we can make in South Africa and the difference we can make in South Africa by investing in the leaders of the future, that is immense. I mean, you can't really not do it. And I mean, if you look at the previously disadvantaged group, there's brilliant leaders out there that just need the opportunity. So even if you just invest in them and you send them out into industry to give them to someone else, they will come back to you. And one day you will reap the benefits 100-fold, 10-fold, 50-fold. But just as a social responsible company, this is something that you can also do. You can really just make a difference by investing in someone's life. So from Effortless, we look at 3 models or 3 dimensions of the company. So where do you get personal gain? where do you get corporate gain, but also where do you get social gain. And if you dig deep in all three of those dimensions, you will see something that you've never discovered. So if you're an investor that wants to invest in a social front on Target Life process, or even if you just create a difference in someone's life, that alone is good enough to take your company to the next level. That will definitely make a difference. But also on personal level, I've seen if you get these letters back from people's lives, it would change. There's nothing beats that. It's an investment that you make in someone's life. And if you know that you go to bed at night and you see that you've changed someone's life, and 5 years from now, 10 years from now, that is actually a leader in society, and you know that you had a little part in that person's life, it's priceless. You can't really buy that with money.
I'm 21 years old, and I grew up in a broken yet together family. So in my matric year, I got anorexia. I almost died, and that kind of woke me up. So I started to eat again. But then I gained a lot of weight, so I had a lot of issues with myself. And then I started working, but I ended up in a very abusive relationship, emotionally, sometimes physically. Tried to commit suicide, so I was alone again. I didn't really have friends. I didn't know who I was. I felt like I'm just waking up and I'm in a routine and there's no hope. I had no hope for a future for myself or anything. So one day I was driving and I was crying, and I said, God, if you're there, you need to help me. I can't go on like this. But I was at a point in my life where I really needed help. And in 2016, a friend told me about Target Life, and it is an amazing experience. You work through so many things that you won't be able to do alone. You need help. But in Target Life, I found family, people that were there for me when I needed it, to help me, to show me compassion, and to show me what it was to really be loved, even though they don't know me, or whatever I've done, they still accept me, because I had a lot of hatred towards myself. So I learned to love. I learned a lot of things that I needed for my future, like that I actually have a purpose, that there's a plan for me. I really took it to heart, and it transformed me completely. God worked with me in that, and now I am saved, I'm loved, I'm accepted, and I'm worthy. And that's all because of the revelation I had. Today, now, I am happy. So to do Target Life would be investing in your life.
My name is Mpombo Khadime. I'm from a township in Mamelodi. I grew up there with my single mother and 2 siblings. Before coming to Target Life and while I was still in high school, my dream basically was to live my passion, which is helping people, to the furthest extent that I can. So the problem is I didn't know how to express that or how that's going to look like. And I think that's where Target Life really helped me to know how to know myself and how to think about my own passions. And I learned that, dreaming is really, it's a valid thing. It's not necessarily for, people that have this or that, or people that have more than others. It really is something that everyone can do, and something that everyone should do. And I think some of the refining moments that I had in Target Life really helped me kind of put to words my passion on paper when I applied for the Ellen Gray opportunity. I really have a passion for social justice. So my vision is to see a South Africa where social transformation is not really meaningless words. It's a tangible reality in our country, and going out into the world, that's exactly what I wanted to do, to really see those dreams, actualize and become a reality.
Our heart is saying is, where can we invest in South Africa? And I want to invite you to join us in this journey. Saying is, how can you take people that's sort of in your influence sphere to take them to the next level, and do your part as a South African citizen, as a corporate citizen. Do that part to take us to the next level. Invest in this company, invest in where you can, or even tell your friends about it. If you might not be in the position to invest, but you know someone that can invest. Link them up with this group of people. You will not make a mistake. I promise you, it's one of the best investments of your entire life.
I believe that if we really equip leaders with a vision for the future, we can really change this nation. Invest a year and benefit for eternity.